This is part 2 of lesson 4 from Algebra 2, and we've been dealing with square root symbols, and I kind of ran out of time on that other one, but this is when you have to add fractions when you have radicals in the denominator, and I just wrote here ugh because it's not fun, it's not pretty. Doesn't mean it's not easy to do, it's just who likes adding fractions? So from 4a, let me do number 15, and then I'll do some others as well, but this is what it looks like. X over the square root of 2 plus y over the square root of 7. We have two problems here. One, our denominator is not the same. The other problem is you can't have square root symbols or radicals in the denominator. So probably what I would do first is just get rid of the radical. So this guy has a square root of 2 in the denominator. So I'm going to multiply him by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. So notice what I have. X square root of 2 over 2. Remember, this gives you the square root of 4, which is 2. This one has a square root of 7 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply by the square root of 7 over the square root of 7. So that's going to give me y square roots of 7 over 7. Okay, now, in order to add these, we all know that you have to have a common denominator. And they're just the type that whatever the other guy has, that's what he wants. So he's like, hey, he's got a 7. I want a 7. So we're going to give it to him. There you go, baby. This guy's like, well, he has a 2. I want a 2. So we're like, okay, there's your 2. Notice we're multiplying. So now my common denominator is 14. 2 times 7 is 14. And here we're going to get 7x square roots of 2 plus 2y square roots of 7. Yes, yes, it's ugly. Just get over it. Okay, let's do another one because that was so fun, wasn't it? Okay, this is number 13 from 4a. We'll make this the last one here. You've got 2 square roots of 5 plus 4 square roots of 6. Now, by the way, as a little reminder, you cannot simplify this fraction right here because you have a number that's outside of a radical and you have one that's inside the radical. So you couldn't simplify like that. If they were both in the radical, simplify away. Okay. Let's get rid of the square root symbol first. So whatever's down there, that's what I'm going to multiply by. And we can do that because the square root of 5 over the square root of 5 is 1. So I've got 2 square roots of 5 over 5. When you multiply by the same thing, you get left what's underneath that radical sign. Because think about it, this would give you the square root of 25, which is a boring 5. Okay, so what am I going to multiply this one by? You guys are so quiet, I can't even hear you. Okay, square root of 6 over the square root of 6. So look what you're going to get, 4 square roots of 6 over 6. Now, look at this. This is cool. You may not notice this right away, and it's okay. You'll notice it eventually. But I could simplify this because they're both on the outside of the radical. Like 4 will go, let's see, 2 will go into 4 twice, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. So that just keeps my numbers a little smaller. Okay. Now, in order to add these, got to have a common denominator, and that first fraction's like looking over there, and he's like, hey, he's got a 3, and I want a 3. So let's give him a 3. And this guy's like, yeah, well, he's got a 5. I want a 5. Okay, let's give you a 5. So we'll give him a 5. So look what I've got here. First of all, my common denominator is 15. So I'm going to write that down here. Common denominator, 15. This is going to give me 6 square roots of 5, just multiplying everything together. Bless you. This is going to give me 10 square roots of 6. And that's it, right there. I don't see how I can simplify it, otherwise you'd be right back with what you started with. And you can't add these together because they are not like radicals. Underneath here, it has to be exactly the same in order to add or subtract them. Multiply anything you want, but you can only add and subtract like radicals. Okay, that's it. Have fun.